Just when you thought it couldn't get more complex, let's look at complex inheritance patterns.
All right, so polygenic inheritance is a trait that's produced by two or more genes. Usually it has like a range in phenotype. One famous or popular example of this is skin color. You know, skin color goes from low melanin production to a light color all the way up to high melanin production, which will be a very, very dark color. And melanin production is the color for brown. And no matter what range you are in between there, you have the same gene. You're just producing more of it if you have more of it, I guess. Okay, so that would be an example. It's also eye color, sometimes even height and personality. You know, height is a scale, and so its gene is polygenic as well. All right, occasionally, epistasis can occur, and that's when one gene overshadows all others. So in Labrador Retriever, their colors have a overshadowing. It's the same thing as albinoism. It doesn't really matter what genes you have in there. If you are coding for albinoism, you're going to be albino regardless of what other multiple alleles you carry. So learning about how things are passed on and traits is fun, right? You can have two different types of alleles for one gene. So an example that we talked about was type A blood, type B blood, and type O blood. So if you look at fur color in rabbits, this works very similar. I'm going to let you do a couple of practices here. Here we have the phenotypes for our fur color in rabbits. Fur color. So we have a couple of different phenotypes. This full color, that's like this guy right here, where he's completely one color. He's all brown, so he's a full color. We call that wild type. That's a new wild type. And then there's chinchilla. Chinchilla is where they're tipped, like they're tipped on the fur. So this guy right here, this is chinchilla. If you see, he's got like this little white, looks like a white looking mustache. This guy right also here, this is also chinchilla. This is also chinchilla. Those guys have multiple different genotypes that correspond to their phenotypes because they have multiple alleles. And then we have Himalayan. Those are white, mostly white rabbits, and then they'll have color at the tips of their nose and their tips of their paws. So this guy right here, this is a Himalayan colored rabbit. And then we have albino rabbits. Albino rabbits are completely white, and I don't see one in the photo. You know, when I was a little girl, I had a bunny rabbit, and it was an albino bunny rabbit, completely white fur, no color at all, red eyes, because there was no color production at all in the rabbit. They are completely recessive, so for everything. Now my example here says, what are the possible fur colors of the offspring that crossed between a dark gray rabbit, who is this guy, and a Himalayan rabbit? And I've just realized looking at this that I don't like the way that this is typed. So I'm going to do this my way. Okay, so the full colored rabbit is either big C, or it could be big C, little c, and carry the CH gene, or it could be big C and little c and carry H, or it could just be big C, little c. All right, the chinchilla color, that is recessive. That is like little c, little c. And chinchilla can carry the CH or just the H. It could also have another recessive pair, which is little recessive and carry the CH and carry the CH on this allele. Or it could just have recessive and CH. So in order to be chinchilla, you have to have one C recessive carry the chinchilla colored gene. In order to be full color, you just have to have one dominant C for color. All right, the Himalayan, that one is also recessive, but it could just have one carry for the H. So it could be C, H, little c, or C, H, C, H. Either way, it's recessive and carries the little h. All right, now the albino bunny, which is completely white, is just little c, little c. So it's missing any carrying for color at all. It's completely missing the carrying for a dominant color or the carrying for the Himalayan pattern, right, with the nose and the ear color. And it's missing the chinchilla color, the gray carry color, okay? So these are my 4 different types. I can be full color and all I need is one big C. I could be chinchilla, right, with like that usually gray colored rabbit, or a colored rabbit with white speckling, or I could have the Himalayan, which will have a mostly white rabbit, and then like the tip of its nose and the tip of its ears will be a different color, and so it will carry that color, but it'll still be recessive. Or a completely recessive bunny rabbit is albino. All right, now that I've re-explained this, I completely forgot the question, which was, what are the possible fur colors of the offspring if I cross between a gray rabbit, which is a color C, and then a recessive allele that's carrying the CH, this chinchilla thing. So it's gray, and it's a carrier for chinchilla, and a Himalayan. So now my Himalayan options are right here. I could be, I'm recessive and one of them could be an H carrier, or I'm recessive and both of my alleles could carry the little H. Okay, so in my example, I'm going to have 2 Punnett squares. I know that the gray rabbit has a dominant color and is on his recessive, he carries chinchilla, right? And my other bunny can be, it's going to be all recessive, but we don't know because it didn't say if it's just carrying one H. So one, they can also carry the little H. I'm sorry, the little H means Himalayan. So that's like the spotting on the tip of the ears. So it could also carry the Himalayan gene, or it could carry the Himalayan gene on both of its recessive genes. Okay, so if I were to cross these 2 bunnies, what color patterns am I going to get? In an instance on this one here, I'm just going to some craziness, right? Okay, so in this instance, if my other bunny rabbit, my Himalayan bunny rabbit, is recessive but has both copies of the Himalayan gene, then my bunny will have a 50% chance of being gray. That's these guys right here, because all I need is one large C to mask for color. And then over here, it's possible that it could be the other 50% of them will be recessive, but they'll carry both a copy of the chinchilla gene and the Himalayan gene. Now, if you remember from up top here, when it carries both copies of gene, who's dominant over the other? And it looks like chinchilla is dominant over Himalayan. We can see that example right here. In order to be chinchilla, you can also have the Himalayan gene, but if you have the chinchilla, it's going to show. So it'll be 50% gray and 50% chinchilla. All right. In my other example, if my my gray bunny rabbit right here is recessive but only has one copy of the Himalayan, all right, Himalayan gene, then there is a 50% chance that they will be gray, because I only need one capital C to be gray. And then there's another percent chance here where I'll have, this is a Himalayan and a chinchilla, and then this is a chinchilla gene. So then it'll also be another 50% copy that they will be chinchilla. Because again, over here, I only need one copy of the chinchilla to be a chinchilla bunny rabbit colored. Alrighty. So either way, regardless of if the other one is has one copy of the Himalayan or two copies of the Himalayan, it looks like I will not be getting any Himalayan colored bunny rabbits. I will only be getting gray and chinchilla colored bunnies. Whew, that was a lot. Now you know why you need to practice at this.